With me here, one of corporate India's best-known voices, Ajit Gulabchand. Mr. Gulabchand, pleasure to talk to you here in Davos. What's the initial reaction you're picking up on the India story here in Davos? Is Davos this year any different?
The difference in Davos this year is that everybody who had turned their backs on India and talked about India in very whispering terms are back here asking what is happening in India. I think there is an awakening that there is a change in India and there is a desire to make it easy for business to operate there. So at this moment, that seems to be the buzz that has got created. It has not translated much into investments or anything, but certainly those who had completely eliminated this land from a possible opportunity have now come back.
You said a very important point in terms of it translating into investments. What's holding us back from that? We're, of course, here where the Make in India campaign is being plastered all over Davos, the government making that push, talking about manufacturing, talking about infrastructure. What's stopping corporate India from going ahead and investing?
Please, one moment. You must understand the mess the previous government had created. The entire economy has tanked. They stopped almost every project. The fiscal problems that it created were enormous. Just because a government had changed, those issues don't go away. There's a process by which they not only did that, they created bad laws. Correcting those laws itself is another big task. So the government is on the job in trying to change those things. So things will not change overnight. The mood has changed. And continuously talking about it to the world, making promises, also puts pressure on the Indian government to act faster. So this is a process. This is not something that will happen for the next news hour. It's going to be a year-long, many years-long process, and that is underway. There seems to be a certain commitment to do that. You have a Prime Minister today who seems seriously committed.
Also on the global front, recovery isn't taking place as expected. Eurozone crisis still continuing, the Eurozone not picking up. China is slowing down. Does that in many ways bode well for India that has really become the star as far as the emerging economies go?
See, becoming a star in the midst of a bad world economy is not such a great thing. It would be a great achievement because it's a country large enough by itself, has a huge domestic market, so that is equally possible. But you must understand that, yes, we are a very integrated world and it does have impact on India as well, what happens elsewhere in the world. But just as everything, the impact is always good and bad. So don't think that all that went wrong elsewhere would necessarily impact it always adversely. Take, for example, the oil prices coming down, so many things coming down. These are going to have a good impact on India. Similarly, there were other things that will have export will have a little tough going. But these are part and parcel of how economies grow. But the main fact is that we are even thinking now about a growth rate.
Right.
We are talking about going back to those 9 and 10% growth rates.
Right.
There is so much more in it. Now, whether we'll get there, of course we'll get there. The question is, in how much time? Depend on how quickly they can clean the mess and how quickly they can reform. Right. And I would like to say, one advice to the finance minister: please don't do anything by stealth. Please be bold, acknowledge what has gone wrong in the past and say that was bad for the Indian people, and if Indian people are to become prosperous, we need to do these changes and we will boldly do them. And therefore, then when the good things happen, people will connect the reforms to their prosperity, and there will be defenders for those reforms when things go wrong. So I think this is the only thing I would like to expect, that please do things with a certain boldness.
All right, do things with a certain boldness, and how quickly India can recover will depend on how quickly the government can clean up the mess. That's a word coming from Ajit Gulabchand.